Welcome back to our next episode of my blog vlog. My name is Mustafa, otherwise known to my readers as I'll Muse You. I'll Muse You. I'll be back with a goodie this week. January was me expressing to you all my desire to be a long form writer. I've had relative success in poetry, spoken word, but I decided to challenge myself and see what more I could do with my pen outside of the realm. And so I introduced myself as that, started blogging, then I turned the blog into a vlog, which is this, and then yeah, the universe of I'll Muse You keeps expanding. And so this month I'm going to be talking about erotica, relationships, heartbreak, sensuality, mostly vulnerability. And this week, today, I'm kicking it off with. Oh, now the book. This week, I'm kicking it off with Honesty Still Hurts and my traversing the world as an ethically non monogamous man. I said it. There. So, here we go. Honesty still hurts. Yeah. This piece discusses my opinion, experiences on ethical non monogamy, intimacy, heartbreak, infidelity, and emotional responsibility. It's reflective, personal, and honest. So please just engage at your own pace, but please do engage. Like, leave a comment, spark a conversation. Let me know how you feel. What are your opinions on monogamy, on relationship, and love? I would love to have the back and forth with you all. Yeah? I've learned that honesty doesn't prevent heartbreak, it only changes the shape of it. Now, I practice ethical non monogamy, not quietly at all, not halfway, not after attachment has already taken root. I say it up front. I say it in big, I say it early, I say it clearly, right? I don't sell dreams or futures that I don't intend or can't maintain, that I don't intend to or cannot maintain. I am not interested in a monogamous relationship. I desire more than one partner, not as a phase or confusion, and people still get hurt. The part that people don't talk about, there's a belief that honesty absolves you, that if you say the truth up front, whatever happens later is clean. It isn't. Women hear my honesty, they sit with it, they feel they can or try to manage it, they stay until they can't. And when they leave, the heartbreak still lands for them and for me. Because clarity doesn't cancel emotion, it just means nobody gets to pretend. I've had many first dates only. Not because anything went wrong, but because the truth arrived and does what truth and did what truth does. Filters. And that part is quiet, unromantic, and very necessary. Oh, so necessary. The wait that still hurts. There was a woman I waited years to date. Oh God, a sexy, beautiful woman. God, she, a beautiful woman. I was gonna give it away there, but yeah, we waited years. I waited years to date. Years of respect, years of restraint, and when we finally sat across from each other, and I told her the truth about how I love, about how I practice E&M now, she paused and she said, "Oh God, this is the quickest heartbreak I ever had." And we both knew what that meant. Nothing had gone wrong, no betrayal, no bait and switch, just two truths meeting and realizing they can't live in the same house. You know, like how they say two man, right, can't live in the same hole? Yeah, that was that there. E&M in a Trinidad context. In Trinidad, non monogamy is either joked about, sexualized, or dismissed entirely. It's usually framed as men behaving bad, man have issues or afraid of commitment, man wanting to have his cake and eat it too. And in some instances, those framings are true. But a nuance, there isn't much language for care. Women are taught quietly, consistently, that love should be narrowed, that time invested must lead somewhere specific, like marriage and family and a white picket fence, that exclusivity is proof of seriousness. So when I say this is my truth, what's often heard I feel like is let me try and change your mind. And I don't blame them for that instinct. I understand where it comes from. But understanding doesn't do much to dilute the damage when desire isn't enough. One of the hardest things I've ever had to sit with is this: being wanted doesn't mean being chosen. Being safe doesn't mean being enough. Being incredible in bed doesn't guarantee emotional alignment. I've heard versions of, I can have you, but you're already taken, and that wouldn't erase from my mind. It's great sex, but I don't feel anything else. And that sentence cuts, even when I know it's honest, because intimacy, connection, care, feelings, all them things already happen. Possession is not my language. I wish not to be possessed, and I don't want to possess anybody. I will claim it like baggage going through the airport, but I don't want to possess you. I don't want love that tightens or makes me feel like I have to do this one thing. I have to do this one and only way. Nah, I want love that consents. I'm all too familiar with what the choice cost me. It cost the people who tried to love me too. But I'd rather lose people honestly than keep them through expectations they never agreed to. I practice Islam as well. I'm often asked why I don't only date Muslims. I have, and just like a regular relationship, it didn't work out. And the answer is culture. Our culture favors honor man and honor woman behavior over conversations like this. Uh, we could engage in in the comments if you don't believe that to be true, right? And I don't have the time for that. I don't have the time for not having the conversation. You know. So faith for me is submission by choice, not inheritance. Even though my parents were Muslims, not pressure, not fear of being watched. Like love, I want it to be free will. That doesn't make me less devout. It makes me intentional. That's why I feel, right? The heart you have to grow. Loving this way requires a Wolverine from X-Men kind of heart that is healed. It doesn't have to be fast, but it must happen. And that's essential because I know of some hearts that still to this day are broken. The need for this isn't because the wounds don't matter, but because they keep coming. And I don't numb myself, I don't downplay it, I don't harden my heart, I don't pretend that I don't feel lost or hurt or sad or tabanka or melancholy or all the woe is me when things don't work out the way I thought or expected it or anticipated that it would have. Accountability still matters. I just don't let heartbreak convince me to lie about who I am, who I want to be, who I say I'm going to be. And that takes a different kind of strength. Accountability still matters. And the part that needs saying is I haven't always loved this way. I've been in monogamous relationships, real ones, committed ones. In some of them I was faithful, in some of them I wasn't. Have I ever cheated? Yes. Yes, I have. Not because monogamy is broken, not because the women were lacking, but because I didn't yet have the language, more importantly, the courage or self honesty to live in alignment with my capacity. Those experiences are a part of why I refuse to live a lie now, why I refuse to promise what I know I can't sustain. This way of loving didn't come from theory, It came from consequences. In 2013, I had two women I was in love with at the time meet face to face so we could try a thing now and see if it could work. But I was asked to choose by one of them, and I did choose one, regrettably. Still, everything is not for everybody. Monogamy works beautifully for some people, so does non monogamy, so does friends with benefits, so do booty calls, glucose guardians, and whatever other name you may give to non traditional or unconventional types of relationships. And so does walking away when nothing fits, right? You could choose how you want to live and love your life and the people that you allow to be in it. Don't let nobody make you feel wrong for choosing how you want to live and love. And choosing differently doesn't make anyone wrong. It just means we're not meant to walk the same distance. I don't disappear when things get hard. I don't withdraw affection as punishment. And I used to. I used to a lot. That was before therapy. I don't pretend honesty means zero responsibility. I just check in, I listen, I let people leave without making them wrong, and I let myself feel the weight of it. Because ethical doesn't mean painless. Why am I still here? I'm not asking anyone to bend themselves around my truth. I'm asking for mutual consent, even when consent includes leaving. February isn't about romance for me. It's about emotional literacy and laying out what I've learned and know up to this point. Why I'm still here. I'm not asking anyone to bend themselves around my truth. No, no, no. And I'm not doing it for you either. I'm asking for mutual consent, even when consent includes leaving. February isn't about romance for me. It's about emotional literacy and laying out what I've learned about love up to this point, about naming desire without disguises, about understanding that two things can be true, that love can be real and still not be compatible. Honesty still hurts, but it hurts less than living a lie or breaking hearts or being known as a cheater, liar, womanizer. I've been a bit of each. Now I'm a work in progress, and I'd rather do the work than pretend that it doesn't exist. I'll amuse you. So, yeah, like I said, thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of my blog vlog. Leave a comment in the section below. Let's have a conversation about your thoughts. My opinion is my opinion. I respectfully want to see what you have to say, so be respectful in the comments too. Because hash it out. We could. That's how things grow by hearing your side, my side, and finding a middle ground respectfully. So let we engage in the conversations. Is monogamy for you? Have you ever tried anything but traditional monogamy? Would you? Are you willing to? Is this a conversation you ever had with your partner? What about open relationships? Yeah, I feel like the conversation should at least be something, if that's what you want. Like if you know for sure monogamy, and I've met a lot of women who know for sure off the bat, nah, I'm not doing that. And I like that. I appreciate that. I also, it is hurt as much as it hurts, like dating somebody for like 3 to 6 months and investing in them, and then they realizing because taking a trip to go meet an ex partner, be like, no, I'm jealous and I can't. That is, I could understand that too. You kind of need to get your feet wet, be in it, immerse yourself to see if it's something that you can do. I understand. I can't fight it. So, but it doesn't make it hurt any less. But we continue. So, thank you as always. If you are interested in a copy of my journal, Sensual Poetry Prompts, you can get it on Montgomery Road. Like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. I'll amuse you. Have the day that you want. Love alone. Yeah, well, you can come outside now because I keep trying to fuck up my shit. Yeah, so, Yoda. This is a good one. Get a copy of my book, Ink and Insights.